Welcome in YouTube and Twitch this time around. I don't know if this multi-stream chat is going to work, but I'll test it out. Twitch requires additional permissions. All right, chat. Let's do it. Let's see if it works. Anyway, I think we're fine. Ooh, a whole bunch of stuff switches. A whole bunch of stuff gets reset. I have the multi-stream chat open. I'm going to keep an eye on YouTube, but I need to pause YouTube. There's the build. I'll show you the Riven. You don't need the Riven. The Riven is cold and attack speed. Well, I guess you do need the Riven then. This Riven is saving 2 mod slots. This Riven is functioning as viral. Excuse me. It's functioning as viral, or, you know, one of the mods for viral. And it's also giving me enough base attack. I'm moving so fast. Maybe too fast. You could probably just not use this Riven. You could just make that cold. I don't think you need the attack speed. I'm always a little bit greedy with like base attack speed. 18 meters of full damage cyclone. Yeah. And the secret hack, the important thing with Sundering Weave is that the forward blocking combo only has 1 slash proc. It is a 200%, so it's the last hit of your spin. And then you get a nice little knockdown. So if you want to do a little bit of afflictions, you might be able to make it work. But chat, what else can I say except for... yeah, the heavy attack has a very similar situation as well. Yeah, it's got 1 slash proc. That's it. So it's like you're not gonna get a lot of damage, but I still like it. Minus status duration. Oh, but nothing lives to take. Oh, I went for influence build. I'm gonna test out your build. Yeah. So the only reason that I use this build is because Sundering Weave has a slash proc on a normal attack and a slash proc on the heavy attack. It is the only example in this game, at least from what I can tell, where it has a usable slash proc. Like there are definitely some weapons, but this one already has a slash proc on the heavy attack. So I was like, I realized it's a weird combo. It's definitely different from other weapons. You know, if you want to build machetes differently, I would say absolutely that's totally, you know, the best. I don't think you're struggling too much. You know, this is not like on the level of like daggers or like certain other hybrid heavy attack weapons. Oh, YouTube chat looks like, oh, I'm getting ready for this one. What do you think about the Baruch build? The game kicked me out when I sent it. Yeah, no, I saw that. I was like, I think that would work pretty well. You might be able to keep your gauge open forever. Anyway, we're not talking about Nami Soul. I'm so sorry. We're not talking about Nami Soul. I wanted to do that for Yak. I think everything's working. Do I need to refresh Twitch? I clicked the button on Twitch. We'll see if it's sending video. It seems like we are, but are we? No, we're offline. Yeah, I guess Twitch just did not connect. Damn, that sucks. All right, well, we'll figure it out some other time, but looks like it ended up being a little bit cringe, so damn. That's kind of weird, but yeah, I'm getting very distracted. Apologies. We're here to talk about Kuva Sobek, so I'm going to reset my stuff, and then I'm going to get back to what I was here for, really, chat, which is, of course, a lot of shotguns. It's crazy. Kuva Sobek, Kuva Heck, Kuva Comb, and then to call Quartak a shotgun is like me being a dickhead and like an asshole, but like you get what I mean. Like it's, you'll see it. You'll see it. If we still only have a Void Flood, I might be inclined to like go for some shorter rounds, chat. That's kind of all I can say, but you know, pour one out for the TikTok or for the Twitch, because I guess it's not playing nice today. But yeah, YouTube's still fine, so don't worry about it, chat. Pretend like it never happened. We're back. I think the multi-stream chat is working, at least for YouTube, so that's nice. But what did I miss? I'm marked by the stalker, but can't get him to spawn. Any tips? Bro, my only tip is get comfortable, I guess. Anyway, this does have a Riven. This is cold damage, crit damage, so this is saving a mod slot and giving me a real nice buff. And yeah, the clip delegation is like basically mandatory, and you really feel it. Like when I realized that I've played a mission for way too long and I haven't shot my first clip with the Sobek, and I'm like, oh, I'm a moron. Like I'm stupid. So, this came from Folkloric, one of my community members, but like this, it's a little bit different, and the main gist of it is like I'm basically just front loading everything. You know, I'm getting cold damage from this, so I'm just getting Blaze is weird, like because Blaze is like, it's such an interesting I had to do it. It's one of my favorite. It's like the main reason that I love shotgun mods. Wasabi, welcome in. Wasabi, I saw you been having like Wi-Fi troubles. I feel it. Operator drip on profile. Oh, dude. But yeah, the basic gist of this, of like these shotgun builds, and also like Quartac, which I will count in this metric, is like you're procking a lot of blast procs. Oh my god. And yeah, it's this guy is like a full auto shotgun with 20 shots in the mag, and you feel it. Like, it's nice, dude. I'm telling you, like, I've never like just breezed through a room quicker, just acting like an absolute goblin. I swear to God, like these guys that I'm adding to the list. So basically what I'm doing here, if you're not caught up on, if you're not a longtime viewer, as I say, is I've sorted my arsenal by usage. So the basic gist of it is like any weapon above currently the Vectis Prime is like a weapon that, oh, I'm forced to use Mutilus Cernos and then Dread and then Prisma Lens, blah, 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 up and up and up. Yeah, Dara Vandal, Dara Incarnin, another blast weapon. Tenet Tetra, another blast weapon. Chad, I'm telling you, sometimes it's a little bit too easy. Like, you start to realize, like, oh, some of these weapons kind of smell the same. I can also talk about a very interesting one, the Convectrix, which is like a couple of my community members. Chris, yeah. Oh my goodness, everybody's showing up. A job offer a while away. Oh, it was fixed. I had a successful comeback today with a stream. I was got a job offer a while away. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Oh my god, I gotta catch up with. Oh my god, that's great. Wait, so Blast does armor strip? No, Blast doesn't armor strip. It just does a lot of damage. That's it. It just does a lot of damage. So the Convectrix, of course, it's got two beams that are gonna converge, and then with efficient beams, you just keep it active forever until you dump the mag. I'm telling you, man. This shit is cruel. It's pretty slow fire rate, but it's two beams, so that's kind of nice. And yeah, like, it's you can see it. Like, the basic gist for, I've already had it. So the real reason why I did this is because I saw that the Convectrix was already pretty high, and it's like a very interesting beam weapon. You know what I mean? I'm about to take the hit. My Sobek is only modded for Toxin, but have purple shards for electric damage. I use it on Terran. Oh, that's pretty cool. Primary Blight. I do like Primary Blight. Does it chain? No. It's because it's got two beams. The beam is just slightly wider. That's like the only main buff. Also, you're not going to spend ammo because of efficient beam. So if you're not shooting anything, you're not spending ammo. So you literally just hold down left click until you have to reload, which is a 1.5 second reload. It's nuts. But yeah, it's just something about a beam weapon with the shotgun mods that's I like way more than the Phage. I've been thinking about using the Phage because I'm pretty sure like once you zoom in, you just keep the beam. So the Phage is another example where it's got like it's a beam weapon. So it's got the innate multi-shot of the multiple beams. So it's got a short range. Yeah, I hated the Phage. It's got a very short range. Its beams like converge. But this blast build, like, I put it on, I would say like maybe 70% of my beam weapons at this point. Like, because you're proccing so much status, it's like you can kind of build around that with things like Galvanized Savvy, which is going to give you, like, Gun CO is going to help out a lot with this because like it's going to give some damage ramp. You know, anything that's weak is going to die in like a single tick or like 3 ticks. And then anything that really needs to die is you're going to have to aim at it for a little bit longer. So especially with this setup where it doesn't come with innate viral, which is like a lot of my setups, like Bursting Incarnin, for example, obviously has built-in fire damage. Same with Boar Incarnin. So they're going to have built-in fire damage alongside viral, alongside Hunter Munition. So it's kind of like this combo. So you're either going to have a lot of damage over time or you're going to have this blast effect, which is going to add this kind of like, not only like area damage, but it's going to amplify your existing damage. You know, I mentioned it before. I'm kind of a dick about it, but like, make your status work for you. I like having some kind of damage coming from the status effect, whether that's fire damage, you know, with something like a pistol, which we could talk about, but I want to move on a little bit, but I'll talk about pistols in a little bit. Yeah, like having, you know, primed heated charge for pistols, for example, is like one of my mainstays. Just having a lot of, just being guaranteed that like you can have viral and still have more heat damage than viral. So Gotva, I want to talk about Gotva as well. Another example of galvanized aptitude. This one is hammer shot, so obviously this is a rifle, so it doesn't have access to blaze, but it's a weird Riven. It's pretty low disposition, so you're not getting a lot of stats, but it was mainly just, hey, you buy it sometimes. It's an interesting one. The real damage comes from that 15% chance for, you know, a red crit, which is crazy, and you can buff that with the Vigilante set bonus, so that's going to be a pretty important thing. So, yeah, you can get some tier 4 crits. Also, I totally missed it because I've kind of been being teacher glasses Amar, but Wasabi did drop 5 roses, so appreciate it, Wasabi. Hope you're having a good time, because this loadout, this new class of weapons that I'm bringing into the usage list is like, it's a new crop where I'm like, yeah, and the Kuva comb, the Kuva comb, I'll just hang on that for a while. The Kuva comb, you can, anyway, same build, one of the most spammable weapons in the game. One of the most spammable weapons in the game. What did I miss? Does it chain? No, it doesn't. Amar Papa just dripped out my Ash. I love Ash. Ash fashion is so good. I hated the phage. I'm spoiled. I prefer my beams to chain enemies. Why blast on the rifle? Oh, that's purely... it's purely because... so the basic gist of like why... Yeah, that's a good question. Like, why am I putting blast on so many weapons? So obviously the main thing with blast damage is that, you know, either you build up 10 stacks, which you're going to do basically instantly with the Gotva, or you have a weapon like the Dara in Karnan, or I'm trying to think, like maybe the Kuva Heck would be a good example. So you're either clearing the blast proc with 10 stacks or you're clearing it with a kill. But either way, you have to clear it. If the status duration purges and just decays, then you failed to properly take advantage of blast damage. And obviously on a beefy ass target, you know, anything that really needs to die, it's nice. Like a Necromech only gets 4 blast procs, so you fucking pop that shit every single time. It's so satisfying. But yeah, Heck is a great example. This shit just does a lot of damage. Just does a lot of damage. I love how much our fellow Tenno can learn from you. I'm always going to recommend you first. Thank you. Yeah, and that's the thing, is like there's a reason that I love my primaries, because I was looking at it. I have, unless I'm a fool and missing something, I should have crafted every single primary or every single variant. I have double variants of certain primaries, more so than other weapons, especially secondaries, but I'm pretty sure I have every weapon crafted, and I have a build on most of them. You can see, I've thought, chat, for all you guys, I've thought about calculating how much Forma I've spent on all these weapons, because of course melee weapons alone is like over 100 weapons easily, like not even a contest. And yeah, at this point I've told people it's like 80% or like 90% of melee weapons in the game just slap like so hard. They're so good now, like with all the, especially with influence, melee influence. Blast Falcor with influence and Zada's Whisper, oh my god, with Bane's, oh my god. Yeah, the Zada's Whisper blast taxi with melee influence is crazy. Like, I've been seeing that recently because, of course, I've been spinning too much. I am officially just, like, ranking up specific weapons in my usage list. So, of course, I've got a bunch of Slamfluence weapons at the bottom of my list. But paramount of all of them is, of course, Archititron. We'll talk about it a little bit, but we'll just show it off. But pretty basic build. Yeah, pretty fucking normal standard build. I've thought about swapping this stuff around, because you could potentially go, but that would be 2 9s. Anyway, you could make this better. I do like having a lot of status chance with all of these weapons. Obviously, the main thing with Archititron is guaranteed electric procs. On the heavy slam, which is fucked. You proc melee influence instantly, like in most cases, and then you're just wiping everything with blast. Like, it's a combo. Like, it has certain weaknesses, obviously not with a weapon like this. This weapon is like kind of in a league of its own in terms of like Slamfluence. Also, the other one that I'm going to be going for, if you guys are curious, is of course Sampotes. I won't show that one off. We're going to be playing Archititron, but anyway, yeah, that's the Heck build. It just like blast damage is a way for me to use. It's a way for me to, add more weapons to the list of usable weapons. You know what I mean? Of weapons that I consider to be good enough that I can fully just swap them in and out and use them interchangeably. Obviously, with some variants, I'm not like forcing myself to do this, so it's more like, okay, I can maybe have Elite Archimedea style 3 choices. But then the funny thing is, you'll stop using certain weapons that way. You just stack Blast with Nautilus and Verglass. That's a pretty good idea. But I've always said that like it's the most important thing is always like the damage of your Blast proc. Like the reason that not every weapon I'm using with Blast is that it still has to have like certain base criteria. Like it still has to hit a certain floor of power before I would even consider it. But yeah, like the fact that like Coda Synapse is coming out, like there are a lot of weapons on this list that have benefited from this new build. But yeah, we're going to be playing Sobek to start off with. I do now want to talk about some pistols 15 minutes, 16 minutes in, but this is a funny combo. So this is, of course, the secondary encumber galvanized shot combo, but I'm actually using a blast damage. That's it. So it's like on weapons, there are specific weapons that have like built-in like effectiveness. This guy is crazy. Hits have a 4% chance to grant infinite, like free ammo basically, and you feel it. So you got a 2.8 second reload. I think it's a great play. I think it's an awesome play because you feel it when you're on top and you feel it when you're on the bottom. Like you're like, oh, fuck man, this sucks. But chat, it's a good combo. I do like having prime heated charge in here just to get it like oh my god, like this. I didn't even realize how good this thing was. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't even realize. Shout out David Rye. Oh, is that Rybarsik? Is that like a Eastern European name? Oh, I don't know if I can say that right. Why is there a whole bunch of Warframe streamers now? Well, the reason that I play Warframe is because I've played Warframe for a long time and not made a single dollar off of it and not built a community off of it. So, I might as well start streaming it, right? If I'm already playing it, like basically 2/3, if I'm playing a video game, like half the time it's Warframe at this point. Compressa is still one of my faves. Yeah. Not a primer build either. Yeah, dude. And yeah, my whole thing is like, I try not to have like primers. Like my goal is like, okay, I want to be able to like swap back and forth and just stay on something and still survive. The melee will always be the nice one to be able to swap to your melee a little bit. But more and more I've been like, okay, I still want to use weapons that are effective on their own. I don't necessarily want to be swapping to one weapon to prime and then swapping to another, if you're just using projectile weapons. Yeah. I just can't use like that's my whole thing. Yeah, what unholy heresy. Once again, strategist master just fucking ticking every single bingo card like it's nothing. I'm using that with Atlas to group and punch out, just ticking all the just no primers. Just beep. Oh god. I'm sorry. No primers. Yeah, and I feel it in certain situations. But yeah, that's why I always try to have one weapon that has viral. Or at least what I've noticed is that, like, if this weapon doesn't have viral, it still has galvanized shot plus secondary encumber. So it's still pretty effective at just fucking shooting somebody in the face, Just doming them. And I was like, oh, wow. And so I did 10, 12 rounds in alchemy. And I was like, wow, it doesn't level up that fast. So I'm like, I guess, yeah, Cascade is pretty stressful. But yeah, I guess those rounds, I don't know, but it's nice. It's nice. Yeah, the Thrax is a good test. I do like to show up to an Omnia Cascade and just be like, yeah, you fucking piece of shit. Like oh my God. But yeah, that puts me through it sometimes. That's when I start to rage a little bit. You'll see some like genuine rage clips, like no lie. And then we've of course also added the Tenet Diplo. So this is it's less damage, it's 1200 damage, so it's definitely lower. It's fast fire rate, big mag size. It's got a 2.8 reload, very interesting. But yeah, of course, just basically the same setup, but it's nice. Like, that's the thing, is my criteria is like, okay, I'll just take it into an Omnia. And then, yeah, and I've already established the rifles that I consider to be effective. So if I'm taking an effective rifle alongside an effective pistol, maybe I have to swap to the rifle a little bit, but that's part of the criteria and part of the test and part of the idea that, like, it's not necessarily fully a stats thing. It's not always a raw, you know, numbers, but in the end, it does have to, like, reach a certain criteria, match up properly. But yeah, we're not doing this. Are we going to play Warframe 21 minutes in? We're going to play Warframe. It's nice to talk a little bit. Obviously, I try to talk a little bit for the people in the future so they can get a better idea of, like, okay, you know, they get a little bit of something, you know, if they don't necessarily want to watch the whole thing. Shout out Jay Garrett for for sharing, excuse me. Appreciate that. How's a gun level 40? I thought max was 30. Yeah, so that's a tenet weapon, which is a special class of weapons that can be over leveled. So when you put 5 forma into it, you get 2 extra levels per forma. Yeah, that's 5 forma. But chat, let me clue you into a secret. I'm gonna make you learn a little bit. So Tenet Spear X 5, Acarius Prime 6, Tenet Spear X 5. Grimoire 7, Bronco Prime 7, Sepulchrum 8, Prisma Angstrom 8. So honestly, chat, especially with the pistols, they have a lot of really expensive mods. Pistol builds are super expensive just because of primed heated charge, and I guess you have one other primed mod in there, but dude, that shit. If you're not min-maxing, hero critting, nourishing with a primer weapon, condition overload, blood rush, primary weapon damage, critical mass explosion. You play Warframe, yeah. He did it. He did the meme. Strategist did it. He did it for me live, chat. What else can I say? Anyway. We're going to play Warframe. We're going to play Warframe, aren't we? This is also a good point. So the basic gist of where we're at is like about 50%, give or take, maybe 5. Maybe it's 45, maybe it's 55. About 50% of my rifles I consider to be pretty effective. Effective enough that I can just take them into Omnias. Whereas pistols ends up being about 25 to 30%. So definitely lower. And then of course melees is just like, don't even talk about melee. Don't even talk. Like, you have your favorites, but dude, honestly, the more I play melees, the more I'm like, wait, there's no way it's this simple. It's time to turn that into a copy pasta. Dude, I want to do a video called I Hate Nourish, and I want it to be all about how I have all these Slamfluence builds that I've carefully tuned the amount of electricity damage that it does. And then somebody comes in and just overloads all of that with viral damage. And I'm like, another point why Amar is the lone wolf, why he's the solo guy. He only likes playing solo. Anyway, I hate to lean into the bit a little bit too much. But yeah, so we've got a 50% of the rifles, 25 to 30. And then, yeah, basically like 90% at this point. It's very nice. It's a nice thing to say. I'll talk about the Zaku build, but what I really want to talk about, this is mostly just double shield regen. Oh, I want to say we have 360 likes, 380 likes. Appreciate that. Are there any mid-game mods I should be farming for? I'm MR7, but I like the high numbers I get. Yeah, I would say, so what I found, Paracesis is also like this, yeah. So what I found is like, starting with survivability was really important for me. So like getting a bunch of Warframe mods, like I really liked having Vigilante Vigor and Fast Deflection. It was actually pretty nice. I used it on Excalibur, who has like awful shields. He has like no shields, but it was still pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Let's test Zaku survived. 120k. Yeah. But like, this is a classic setup. I've been using Zaku for a while, and when I die, I'm like, I know why I'm dying as Zaku. You have your moments. I realized that it's really easy. I really like just being able to like keep this thing active the whole time. You know, it's only 3 seconds. So sometimes I do just let it stay and then I'll just keep doing it that way. But chat, I have a really good time with Zaku. It's pretty good strength on top of Molt Augmented and Arcane Arachne. I do like a little bit of a buff for my weapon. If I'm able to, I try to do something. Obviously, energy max and health are not necessary. I do like the effectiveness on energy orbs. Alongside Zenurik, it's like, I find that it's a... I don't struggle too much, honestly. Like, you got to be a little bit efficient, but I think you're... Oh, Warframe just followed. Oh, my God. Wow. Saren is my most format frame. I've only used her for a couple months. Yeah, I feel that. I need a sideways staring emoji because I'm one of those Nourish players. Yeah. But yeah, Nourish will ruin melee influence builds for me. Like, I just don't proc melee influence. I'm like, there you go. Just never going to proc it. So that's the only reason. Like, I think if you're going to give me an elemental bonus, it should be like a separate damage instance, like Zada's, like, or Smoldering Strike or Toxic Lash. So it should have a separate instance and be a separate status chance. So it's like a flat that can control the status chance. Because if they did that, then it wouldn't affect my stats at all. And then all my stat skewing, all the elemental combos that I do, having fucking Prime Heated Charge on my pistols, like all that shit would be totally safe. I wouldn't have to worry about it. And that's why I want to make a video being like, you motherfuckers, make parity, make them all the same. You know, if you're maybe, unless you're doing, I don't know. Cause like, even with like Shock Trooper and Venom Dose, like I want that shit to be separate too. I want that shit. Like, don't fuck with my damage stats. Like, don't mess with my stat spread. I'm telling you right now, you got to have some parity because Toxic Lash and Zada's exist. I guess the thing is that damage proc gets taxied from the blast proc. So it's like, it functions, it would make all of them better. It would make some crazy, people would do crazy shit with that. I'm sure it would be like game breaking. Now that I'm thinking about it, there may be a reason why it's not like that, but chat, don't fuck with my stat spread. You know what I mean? Don't fuck with my stat spread. I still have troubles getting Zadas to do anything amazing. I'm weird. I prefer Roar. No, I don't ever use Zadas on other frames. I only use Zada on Zaku, and there are like specific moments where I straight rage over Zadas. But let's start playing the game. The main thing is, yeah, like because of what I talked about, because of Zada's specific interaction, that it's like a separate damage instance, you know, similar to Toxic Lash. Like, you can do some crazy shit. Like, it will double down on certain stuff. So it's like, I'm not super up on the lore, but that if you want to talk about some wonky Warframe math, like, you know how like we have these moments in my Discord where it's like people are dropping shit where I'm like, oh, that's some fucking math right there. That's so good. Yeah, Zadas is a separate instance. Yeah, so it's like that thing will get taxied onto a blast proc, and it's like this crazy fucking and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, fuck, man, it's pretty indulgent. But yeah, it's just gonna be a classic alchemy. I'm gonna start off with a quick little Zenurik bubble. Oh, it's criminal to allow myself to use Archititron. You know what I mean? Like, oh, and it's gonna put the alchemy thing on the other side of the fucking map. But yeah, here, this is what we're talking about. So we're gonna be primarily using Sobek and Engstrom incarnate, or what is it? Excuse me, Act Magnus. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. That was in my head already. I was already worried that I was gonna say that, and then it just happened. So you have to get, you know, 15 out of 20 in the mag. I don't have a bigger mag size. Bigger mag size would definitely make that easier to get to max. So you have like 5 bullets that you can miss, but as long as like, yeah, most of them, I'm not suffering if I'm at, you know, 210 instead of 225 or whatever. All right, chat. I'm going to just keep running. Oh, there's a book? Yeah, fuck off. Yeah, seriously, man. All right, we're here. Oh, and it's going to give me blast damage. This thing just ruins me. This makes me so sad. I only use Nourish on Necros, PG Chroma, and of course Grendel. Yeah, Grendel too. I'm like, Grendel, you motherfucker. I have to have a separate Grendel loadout, so I'm not worried about not being able to proc the right stats. Oh god, but this is just me whining. But this is what like if I were to talk about it, like I'm not really the guy to really complain, but I said like, yeah, your Smoldering Strike was like combining with my weapon elements, and then it is literally impossible to proc melee influence. Like, for some reason it was working in Deviri, but with Kome for like a week, it was like not working with Kome. Like, you would never proc melee. Like, I would start seeing radiation procs, and I would get raging. I'd be like, fuck off. Like, if you're gonna do anything, don't do that. Yeah, my Grendel is crazy. But that's what I mean. Is like part of it is that it also just does give you a shit ton of damage. But like, yeah, would they have to like nerf it? Would they have to like lower the stats? I don't know. Where's Toxic Lash at? They would have to probably put it in parity with like Toxic Lash, because doesn't it just give you so much more damage? Like Zada's is, well, I don't have a lot of strength. Maybe it's not a big discrepancy, but if it is a big discrepancy, then that would probably be the kicker, is that you can't be giving somebody like that same level of damage as a separate damage instance, because like we already see what like Toxic Lash does, and like Zada's can do something. Maybe Zada's less so, but definitely Toxic Lash. Like, chat, I'm seeing the clips. They know what I like. He knows how to do them. You guys are getting the memo that like people eat up the simulacrum clips, dude. That's so easy. But that's where I've always tried to take everything into an Omnia. That's it. Like if I'm considering a weapon to be effective, if I were to ever like make a clickbait fucking clip, I mean that's the whole point. But yeah, it would be about like any of the weapons that are in my usage. That's the whole point, is like you will end up with these crazy weird combos that are just so strange, but you kind of love it. Do I still have 53 seconds with infinite ammo? That's fucking nuts. Oh, here's a good test. I don't have my guns active also. I literally have not activated my guns. Alright, this guy needs to die. I don't think there's a Guardian Eximus. It looked like there was for a second. I don't know how I'm getting red crits. Also, I want to mention that. You're seeing like, I don't know why it's happening. I shouldn't have any crit buffs. I shouldn't. It's like one of the most, I can't crack the code. I can't crack the code on like why I suddenly start dealing red crits when I shoot him in the back. I don't know what, maybe I have increased crit chance on his back. Maybe I'm just using it wrong. Wait. Every multiplier and instance of damage is multiplied again by Zada's. Yeah, I basically dips damage multipliers 6 times with Blast Influence builds. Yeah. And yeah, Blast Influence like breaks the game too in such a crazy way. Maybe I'm just using it wrong. My Grindel's crazy. My Influence Okina with Toxic Lash and Venom Dose triggers Influence fine. Really? Well, but yeah, that's like a weapon that you swing. Yeah, if you swing the weapon, you can pretty much always proc melee influence. But I will say, like, when I use a slam build, like, part of the thing is that the slam still, like, does good damage. But then, chat, you know I would hate to do it. It's mostly on the slam build. But yeah, if you're, like, just stabbing shit, you can proc fine. But yeah, so Toxic Lash just wouldn't get involved. But yeah, I mean, it would just depend on how much, Fun fact, even if you mod corrosive, viral, or gas, Lash scales from the toxic mods themselves? What? That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, that's like always been the power of Toxic Lash, is that it's just like, it's so absurd. But yeah, I mean, I guess that would be the thing, is like, what you will say is, yeah, if you're like swinging the weapon, you can pretty much always proc influence. But yeah, that always sucks for me. Like, you know, you have a slam build and then like you're having to like swing. Like, part of why I love a slam build is that, you know, I can still, you know, so there's these moments, there's these distinct moments for me, you know, when I'm doing a slam build where like I use them a lot against Mania now, like specific acolytes. I'll use a slam build and you can just bonk the acolyte with the slam and then the enemies will like crowd around the acolyte and then those enemies will proc influence. So it's like you definitely feel it on Sam. It force procs. Oh, it force procs electric on slams. But yeah, there's a lot more weapons in the game than Prova that I use slam builds on. On a slam build, just use Prova. Yeah, that's there's a lot of weapons that I use a slam build on at this point. I'll talk about it. I'm going to be talking about it in another video, but I've been making, you know, I've been going down the rabbit hole. Prova is an interesting one because it, I like it, works fine. Yeah, but that's the thing. There's a lot of weapons in the game, and not all of them are the Prova Vandal. In case, chat, there's definitely, well, but here's what I've said. I've kind of modded around that with, like, buffing my, you know, my spread towards electricity, you know, doing a couple things to, like, make it better. But yeah, that's what I'll always say is, like, it would be weird. So you would have to nerf all of those damage buffs if you were to make it a separate instance. And that, I think people would actually, I don't think they'd be happy about that, because it is just higher scaling, like, I think in every regard. Like, Nourish, Shock Trooper, Venom Dose. What would be another example? I guess, yeah, all of those. I think Nourish and then the other ones is the main ones. Yeah, I don't know what they're all called. But yeah, that's what I've always said. Is like, that's good to know though that Prova Vandal procs Electric. Yeah, Prisma Oma claims it does, but it doesn't. Yeah, but like Prisma. So the nice thing is that Prisma Oma and Prova Vandal are both weapons that, you know, I talked about machetes. Like, they do get slash proc, so it's fun. Like, I do like, so weapons that still have slash proc, so like swords. I still like, like on the Doorclave, I still like to swing that weapon. That's a fun one to use it on. So it's like, basically what I've done is like, I'll use a slam build on anything that like doesn't have any built-in slash procs. Like, mainly on the, you know, on the, oh, what, am I getting slowed or something? What's going on? What? Oh, no, I'm not getting slowed. My companion is dead. No, Amar, you're not getting slowed. You're just so used to reinforced bond that you think the game is broken. You're the most caveman person on planet Earth. Like, I swear to God, I do it to myself. I expose myself. But it's kind of nice. Like, it's kind of nice to play Zaku and not have my gun active at all. Oh, I should swap to Act Magnus. Let's swap to Act Magnus for a while. So the thing with Act Magnus, I do need to shoot them. I need to actually shoot them properly to proc the infinite ammo. But then once I proc the infinite ammo, you can basically keep it active forever. But chat, I love me a little bit of Act Magnus. I have a real good time. Like, the infinite ammo and then the 3-second reload, I totally get. It's like the simplest. It's like the game lays it out for you. It spells it out for you. Here's how you're going to play this weapon. Let me make it very clear to you. It's got a long-ass reload time. But as long as you can keep shooting, as long as Zada's is going to make it, like, impossible to miss, then, yeah, you're going to keep that shit active forever. As long as you're not straight shooting at walls, you're basically fine. So, oh, Pangolin Sword forces slash on slam. Yeah, I did redo my slash. I did redo the Pangolin build, but only on the normal slams. That's what I learned, not on the heavy slam. Woo! Yeah, that's a... I'm telling you, and that makes it a different build. That makes it a very interesting build. So it's like, it's a very fun thing. I do like the Pangolin. I do think that's also a good opportunity for melee afflictions. I think just because obviously as a slam you're going to be staggering, and that's a situation where you can really feel it. Like, it's definitely really good. You know, the slash proc does a lot of damage. You can build into it. Obviously, like, the normal slam has like really good recovery frames, so you don't like really need to worry about your attack speed or anything. Like, there's definitely like a lot of upsides to the Pangolin, but yeah, it's one of the top tier, like, kookiest builds that I've ever made. Like, one of those where, like, I think Lua told that to me at one point, and I was like, no way. And then we did like the testing live or something. I don't know if I did it live or I like did it off camera, but I just put together the build and we just went in and tested it, and we were like, oh wow, only the normal slam changed the build a little bit. I would like absolutely abort the mission just to like redo the build a little bit. I like Corinth Prime with Avenger. Yeah, Corinth Prime with Avenger, one of the most goated combo. Yeah, exactly, with Muzzle Flash. Yeah, so that's so sick. Oops, I'm a wee bit late. Sobek, are you using its augment? Yeah, it's kind of... I mean, the Sobek augment is essentially mandatory. Like, I don't know anyone that's not using the Sobek augment. It's so fucking absurd. Anyway, that was, what, 2 rounds? We go for maybe 1 more with this setup, and then we'll swap it around. Yeah, the Corinth Prime with Arcane Avenger and, like, a damage buff was, like, one of my most OG setups where I was like, oh my god. This is, like, the first moment where, like, this weapon, like, sits on a pedestal. Like, it's such a strange weapon, but if you can get the right, like, if you get the right Warframe in your randomizer, you're like, oh, I'm taking fucking Corinth for this. Like, there's, like, specific Warframes where I'm like, oh, I'm going Corinth. Yeah, fuck. I have very distinct memories of being like, what the hell is happening? Like, just doming people. I think I have some absurd Riven where I get, like a lot of fire damage. It's fucking crazy. I might just build it totally for blast at this point. Oh god, it's so nuts. Rhino flashbang. Oh dude, Jay Garrett shared the live again. Thank you. Yeah, dude, like, I think part of like the beauty of the usage list and like the randomizer is that it just makes you're like, what the hell, man? Like, you start to, it's like you're like Neo in the Matrix. You're like, you start to understand it. You're like, oh, I get it now. Like, I'm God has given me the perfect roles to this week. And yeah, you just and I think that's why, like, especially pistols. I think pistols is a big one for me, where like, especially in Elite Archimedea, I think I'm drastically more likely to like take a different pistol than I am any other weapon class, just because like it's so important to just have like a good setup. And I think like more and more. So here's the thing: I've been thinking about going deep into like the secondary encumber build, like on all pistols. So anything that shoots a bunch of bullets, just always putting secondary encumber on it and galvanized shot, and just figuring that out, because I think it does pretty well. And if anything, I let all my abilities okay. If anything, it'll still function as a primer at least. But I've been thinking more about like putting together like a, you know, I don't think I would do blast. I think I would potentially only do viral, but it would be crazy, because I would just probably have to remove the damage mod and replace it with galvanized shot. But that's something that I've been thinking about, is like, you know, it's nice that like a weapon that doesn't have a lot of base crit, you know, you're not really worried about crit, so you have some extra mods. But you know, it's kind of the route that I go down, the thought process of being like, okay, well, these weapons will never be weapons that I will actually like use for the rest of time, but I should still put a build on them that's really strong, or like optimize them as well as I can, so that in the event that I am forced to use them, I'm not totally shafted. You know, at least the weapon has secondary encumber plus galvanized shot. You know what I mean? You can still get that level of damage. At least there's a lot of bullet hoses in the game. You know what I mean? And you can still figure out something pretty interesting. So you know, I hope that makes sense. Then I played Revenant forever. I got lazy. Yeah, Revenant is exactly what I mean. Like, where Revenant is a level of power where it's like, why wouldn't you just play Revenant forever? Like, it's a level of invincibility that, like, you'll only get scared, like, when violence comes around. And there's still definitely ways to work around, like, violence or around nullifier bubbles. But yeah, it's like a level of invincibility that it's, like, enticing. It's like, why would you not become a Revenant main? Why would you not just only play Revenant for the rest of time because he's so OP? And I just had to fight that. I was like, bro, the only criteria is that it's a prime. I didn't even talk about it, but I'll talk about it after this mission. But Zaku Prime is now like right next to Hydroid Prime, which is just my usage list, which is just the list of Warframes that I will use randomly, all the Prime Warframes, all right, except for Ivara and Limbo, all right? So, yeah, Zaku Prime came out 2 weeks ago today, or, you know, this day, Wednesday, and Zaku Prime has already, I've played them enough that they've already gotten, like, almost to the top. Not all the way to the top, but that's what I mean. So, obviously, they go from 0% usage to currently 1.2% usage. So if I go to, I can actually just go to show profile. It's a better way to look at it. But yeah, like, it forces, like, when a frame becomes prime, that's when I really have to perfect the build. So 1.1% usage. It has to get above Ember, normal Ember and normal Octavia, and then there's Hydroid. So that's 2 weeks. Yeah, 150 million XP. So that's, yeah, with all these like DPS frames, I look at the XP that I got and I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. Like that happened with Sevagoth too. I had like 100 million XP and I was like, oh, you corny motherfucker. All right, let's change up the build a little bit. Let's try something different. And I don't play Revenant much anymore. He's still my most used. Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like Saren will always be my most used. Like Rhino Prime, Frost Prime, Loki Prime, Octavia, like all of these frames that have like very specific, very, very powerful kits that are just usable, like so usable, so easy to understand. Did not mean to go into operator. Let's go back here. Shield tanking Saren. Oh, yeah. Allow me some shield tank. Oh, yeah. Dude, and yeah, you can just, oh yeah, that's what I mean. And part of Nourish is that you just fully can have negative efficiency. You give a fuck about, it's like more than infinite ammo. It's so much ammo. Shield regen Saren, yeah, I used to go for parasitic armor, but realized Stomp is the way. Oh my god, he's a Stomp player. Oh, chat, what can I say? I still have parasitic on. But yeah, there's moments. I will never play Rhino. That's the thing. Rhino is so high in the usage list that I won't play. But it is a lot of setup. And if it gets faltered in the middle, you feel that shit. But yeah, I pretty much only use it for the casual million. Oh, wait. What am I missing? I just hit Legendary 1, by the way. I missed that. It's not a separate instance. Sobek are using its augment. Stagger doesn't proc. It's only the status effects. Knockdown, lift, and ragdoll. Okay, so that procs. So the slam doesn't stagger or doesn't a knockdown. I got that Neo moment now that I figured out my Atlas build. Oh, dude, I popped 5 Neo K5 rads last night and didn't get Cora Neuroptics. Dude, that grind, I did not feel it more than when I did the Magnus Prime barrel. I was like, okay, that's like one of the last pistols I need to craft. I'm only missing 1 pistol now, and I just need Barrow to sell it to me. I'm missing the Viper Wraith. I've thought about buying that too. Should I see how much that costs on Warframe Market? I've thought about buying it. You can see I do have the points for it. I've popped at least... Oh wait, let's swap the build around. We should have moved the Sobek, but we'll swap to the Tenet Diplos for a little bit. There you go. Okay, we'll use Gotva and Tenet Diplo. So it'll be another good example to show off like why the pistols end up being very consistent. Like they have a nice level of like base DPS, at least 20. Yeah, dude, that I totally get that, and I still don't have it. I totally feel the 20. Yeah, I swear to God, I did like 15 or 18 like Magnus Prime barrel. I thought I was going crazy for like, yeah, the single version of like a weapon that I actually really enjoy, which is a little bit crazy. But yeah, we'll swap to Gotva, we'll swap to Tenet Diplos, and then of course we're sticking with Architectron. So can I just load back in from there? Am I ready to go? Oh, chat. But yeah, I'm not really worried. The Gotva is a fun one. So the reason that I'm using the Gotva and not something like Tenet Flux Rifle, there's the alchemy. All right. Look how easy that was. Still $11.99, so not a lot. But chat, look at this. Oh, should I do double Forma? Did I already do all the 2x Forma? So I have to go here. I have to go to Forma. And then I have to look at all the Radiants. And then some of them have 2x Forma. But I'm pretty sure I did all the Radiant 2x Formas. Oh, there's a 2x Forma. So that's a nice one to do. Because it's a Radiant. But yeah, that's the gimmick, is I could either do just a standard Forma, just a bronze Forma, or I can do a 2x if I have some free Radiance. That's mostly the one that I do, free Radiance. Oh, is Lula gonna join? Yeah, here we go. Can I still add you? You're so... Wait. Here, I have to leave. 1 second. Are you gonna do that? No, I would always take I'll always take an alchemy over a level 135. Isn't it the level 135? Is it the level 205? It's the 205, I'll do it. But if it's the 135, I'll always take the alchemy. Oh, you get the toxin enemies. You get the fucking... Bro, it's like at the round 5 mark. It is Uvarium. Yeah. I'm telling you, there's nothing like a Circulus, but if it's not Circulus, I don't think I want it, man. You know what I mean? There's something about that sweet 200 that I just love. It's such a nice... But that's mostly also because Uvarium is like 135, which is pretty low. So like, without further ado, let's get Lua in here. We've got to play some Warframe. But yeah, I'm feeling like not casting my guns. You saw that. That was me being kind of an asshole. Like straight up just playing Zaku and not casting guns, but... Chat, I had to meme on you guys a little bit. I had to really be like, okay, if we're going to just show off the weapons, then we're going to just show off the weapons. But yeah, Gotva will be an interesting one. I might summon the guns for this one. Fuck, man. I'm losing it. There's a Forma. Oh, look at that. Pretty poggers. Yeah, you can see we still got 50 of a bunch of them. We're still straight Bing chilling. 750. This is definitely a weirder setup. This is definitely more different. More exciting too, though. Oh. Get a nice drink of water. You know, get back into it. It's gonna be exciting. Wait, is my gameplay off center? I'm realizing that now. Wait, am I missing something? Are we good to go? Oh, I can leave? Wait. My Warframe nearly broke, but we good. Okay, okay. Poggers, good to hear. And there's Lula in the voice chat. Oh my goodness. Look how easy this is. It's gonna be gamer moment. But yeah, Godfa. So like, I think Godfa is like just so sexy.
Godfa is very fun.
Oh my goodness. Some crazy numbers.
Like a frame is currently breaking my Warframe. There we go. Good.
Yeah, that's the Bing chilling copy pasta. Oh my fucking god. I thought that was like I was trying to figure that out. Bing chilling. Yeah. Oh my god, chat. Let's have a good time. Let's have a ball of a time. Yeah, it's really just, you know, fucking galvanized aptitude. Oh, having a good time. Cruising the way you want. It's an orb spam mission. I'll tell you that, man. I'm a master spammer.
Oh, we gotta spam our orbs.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, my orbs. I also realized...
Oh, fuck. Oh, I guess, chat, my orbs.
I guess tomorrow or next week, I'll have to name the pistol Rel's dongle. So I'll have to do that. Because I totally forgot. I realized I was like laying in bed. I was like, ah, you motherfucker. I totally forgot. So we'll do that first thing. That'll be on Wednesday. I'm thinking I might just clear that out, you know, like we'll do it every single week and just finish it out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's Morbin time, yeah. Rel's dongle. 2.5 hours before I get Zaku Prime. Poggers, dude, yeah. Zaku Prime goes hard. But yeah, I'm gonna be the best Zaku player.
To pick up the Gyromag system than play Zaku.
Oh. Yeah, those. It's always the golds. That's all I ever care about. When I'm going through in Radiant, you know, when I hit my max void traces, which is of course 1800 void traces. When I max that shit out, and I have to go into my relics. Well, yeah, like, I really have to go through and be like, okay, I gotta favor like the golds to start off with, and then I try to accumulate. I end up accumulating, but it's crazy how many like freebie radiants I get. I'm like, bro, I'm stockpiling. That's all ESL. I've thought about not having an affinity booster. You know, like I didn't buy the accessories. I talked about the operator and the drifter suit being cool. I did not buy that shit. I saved a little bit of money. So I didn't get the 90-day boosters.
So I just screenshot it. There's like 40 green possible.
Oh god, yeah, you now that you mention it,
I was still hoping it was gonna be red secondary weapon.
What? Oh shit, I didn't even realize.
Because
did we get any?
That sound hilarious.
I want the one that's like when you pick up energy orbs, you get energy per second. That one, I've tried to pick up the Loke Surges more because I forget they exist. I also like, with Zaku, I like the one that gives me more base, like max health. That one comes in clutch a little bit, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Just a little bit of squishiness. Oh yeah, I'll take a 25er. Poggers. I'll give you the void traces as well.
Could be better, but
your life
good,
is
I need
good.
More void traces. I spent 500 last night.
Nice. I love a good, like, accumulating a shit ton of void traces and then just burning all of it and getting nothing for it. Like, fuck, man. That's such true Warframe. Just getting shafted, like, because there's just too many. But that's the whole thing. Is like, yeah, even with the waiting, you're like, you still get cucked, bro. You love getting silvers when you need golds, and I love getting golds when I need silvers. Because when I need silvers, I still do radiance. You know what I mean? I'm not doing the level 2 because I thought about it. I was like, fuck it, I should just do it as a radiant. I'm like, I should ball. Fuck it, we ball. So there's like a zillion, like, I realized there's like a zillion Warframe parts that are like silvers. And there's like a bunch of like relics that'll have double Warframe parts as the silvers. And I'm like, oh. You know, so Wild Wolf, he showed up to chat, dude, and he was like, do you have any Ninkandi relics? And I looked, and there's like, it's like Ivara and Ninkandi, and then there was like an Atlas, and I was like, oh, yeah, I was like, I had to save. But I have like infinite, so I was like, okay, here, I'll give you the one that only has Ivara. So, I don't know. So far, Wild Wolf is the only one that just like will show up, like he sees that I'm online, and he'll just show up and ask me for stuff. Oh, Luis Killer, welcome in. He says, hi, bro. You'll be the best Zaku player paired with my Frost who has Nourish. Dude, oh my god. But that's what I've said is like, I can tell when I don't have enough energy. And it's like, yeah, when I'm already struggling and like I'm on the ropes, that's when I really feel not having enough energy. Like when but other than that, oh, I'm stuck. Where am I stuck? What the fuck? I was stuck on the spawn platform? I swear to God. It's fucking amazing. Anyway, Chad, I think we should be okay. Yeah, thank you, Lila. Oh my god. I'll try and deal with this Necromech. Oh, that's Mania. Hang on one sec. I have Archititron. I should probably be using it.
Fuck,
alright, there's Slamfluence. Oh, dude, I love it. I love how he does that. He'll just lift me as I'm trying to slam him. I swear.
Oh, I see what happened. I got one shot.
Yeah, dude.
Probably about
the relic has been cracked.
Did you revive? I didn't even. Did you die? I didn't even know.
No, my shield got tapped.
Oh, okay.
Also, that's a leech.
Oh.
I got healed.
I'll tell you what. That's why I do love the Omnias, because you just get so fucked over in the exact wrong way for like a split second. It's like a hair longer than you can last. I just like, especially as a solo, I know when I get fucked over, and I get raging mad. I swear to God.
I hope I get double range.
Yeah, don't we all, buddy? Yeah, don't we fucking all? Oh shit. Oh, did I let my 4 decay again? I might have to cast my cones.
What the hell?
Oh, there's an arm. Okay, we're safe. No,
okay,
I didn't.
The game broke for a second.
Oh. We're back? Safe? I think I'm safe. Seems we gotta have 2 pillage. Oh, but you're gonna be pillaging me as well. Do you use pillage? Ooh, Rickroll. Shout out Rickroll for. Oh, am I gonna get Rickrolled? Oh, guys, I gotta tell you. So we all know the lovely Rick Astley song called "Never Gonna Give You Up." Did you know that there's another song that Rick Astley did that has the intro that's like so eerily similar that when I heard it on the radio, I straight thought it was the same song, and I was really confused. I think it's called "Together Forever." I'll look if I get a chance, but it's like it has almost the exact same intro. So if you want to like truly rickroll somebody, you throw them "Together Forever," and it's like starts almost. It's like almost the same song, just like written differently, and it's a little bit different. And I was listening to it, I was like, they're both. I hate to say it, Chad. I do kind of like both of them. You know what I mean? They're still like very like fun, catchy, upbeat. You know what I am. I love like those like. I guess you would call it yacht rock, wouldn't you? But yeah, like, oh, it's hilarious. But Rick Astley is big. You got a big Rick Astley lover over here in Amar Joshi.
My theory has always been, if you start vibing when the song comes on, it doesn't count as a Rick.
Oh, it doesn't. Like, you're like, I kind of like
so that. We can all vibe the Rick Astley is never going to give you up.
Oh yeah, well it is like honestly, it's pretty, there's a reason, it's pretty nice, chat, come on, don't be a dick, you know what I mean, come on, we can all enjoy some positive music, like, I know some people are like, yeah, all I listen to is like hardcore metal or like prog rock, or, you know, I'm like, yeah, I only listen to King Crimson, and it's like, that was me pulling something out of my ass, like, but yeah, you know what I mean, chat, like, I'm like, you know, we've all been, what is it? It's like mall music. You know what I mean? It's like you're in the grocery store. Oh god, Amar likes mall music. Fuck, man. Oh, 7 Gara Prime systems. That's crazy. I'll give you the void traces.
I'll give you some void traces.
Yeah, I'll give you some void traces, man. Is this on
I already have Paris Prime.
Bhagwan, yeah, this is Entrati Laboratories. It is technically on Demos, but it is A very fun tile set. It's a very fun tile set, chat. You all know it very well. Oh fuck. There's the forma. Look how easy that was, chat. King Crimson mention, yeah. Yeah, I don't listen to King Crimson. I had a friend who was very snobby with music and was kind of annoying and argumentative about music, and he really liked prog rock and King Crimson. So I hate to sours my perspective of it very much, but I still liked it. When I listened to a couple of their songs, I was like, oh, this is probably the closest to like my style. But yeah, there's a couple. They showed me a lot of stuff, but there was some moments where I was like, okay, all right, chatters, maybe chill out a little bit. Wait, what level are these guys? 264? Wait, what? Wait, we've done 2 crucibles. Wait, what? Why the hell is it 264? Like Dread. It just keeps bunking TikTok. I don't know.